Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us right here on our radio show called Unfiltered. My name is Jason Gaszak, and I am your host, and I have a couple guests with me back this week. I have Becca, who is my creative director here at Roots Church. Hello, Becca.
Hey.
And then I also have our worship pastor, Eric, who is back. Hey, Eric.
What's up?
And these guys took over last week. We didn't invite Austin back. He wasn't good enough.
Lame.
But they're back with me just to kind of fulfill this week in the topics that we're going to talk about. We're going to have a lot of fun. Obviously, I first want to just say you're probably either out there shopping right now because this is the day after Black Friday, and there are a lot of people that go out, and I'm so thankful a lot of stores are closed now on Thanksgiving, and you can't go shopping until after Thanksgiving. I'm glad they fixed all that for the most part. But you're probably out there shopping right now, or you probably got a hangover for shopping. From shopping. I don't know. But either way, you're out and about, most likely. Maybe you're at home just laughing at all the ones that went out there and got into fist fights over that one toy that their kid wanted or that one electronic device. You know, guys, Aaron and I, we used to go like Black Friday shopping.
Like OG Black Friday shopping?
Yeah, literally right after Thanksgiving, probably it was like 10 o'clock at night when everything started opening, we would go. We would never buy anything, but we went just for pure entertainment. We loved seeing people fight and run and rush.
Just people watching.
With people watching. I had my camera out ready to video people that were going to get in a fight so I could post it and get lots of likes and shares, but nothing ever happened on my watch.
That's awesome.
Either way, let's just hope that you're not spending too much money. Because, us Americans, we get pretty greedy and we get to the place sometimes where we buy things that we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't even like. And I think that a lot of people are out there probably right now spending more money. And then what's going to happen come January, you're going to get your credit card bill or you're going to look at your bank statement and you're going to wonder where all your money went because you didn't track it, you didn't think about it, you didn't budget for it, and hopefully you're not in that position because as always, every year, I don't know about you guys, but every year in January, my wife and I, we sit down and we go over our budget.
For the year? For like the whole year?
Yeah, for the year 2023.
Yeah,
so usually at the end of December, first part of January, we'll look at our finances, we'll look at our budget, we'll look at our spending, and we'll see because, you get off track very easily.
Yeah.
It's easy to get off track financially. And so we always got to do something to get us back on track to make sure we're not spending more than we have or basically even spending money on things we don't even need.
Right.
Like Mexican every Monday?
Well, that's a necessity.
That is a necessity.
It is in our budget. We budget week to week, and we have Monday night Mexican after church.
That should be in the budget. There's no doubt.
No, I was reading the other day, the total credit card debt by the end of the third quarter in 2022 in America is $925 billion. So we're right there at $1 trillion.
Think about that.
That's
and what's going to happen is, these people that are getting that so far into debt are going to get to the place where they can't afford it, and they're going to file bankruptcy, and they're going to wipe that debt off, or the government's going to come in and say, hey, you've had a rough 2 years of COVID. Let's just go ahead and pay that bill too, because that's just the way it is. There's no responsibility.
The second quarter of 2022, it has jumped $38 billion from the second quarter of 2022 to the third quarter. That's crazy.
That is insane.
Okay, you know what I think about around this time of year? Like credit unions offer like a skip a payment kind of like holiday promo, and they do it at Christmas, they do it in the summer. And I think that for the families who like truly may need help, it could absolutely be beneficial. But the majority of people skip that payment and go and spend it on things they don't need. So whatever you have that loan on that you apparently needed, you're now taking advantage of the skip a payment and buying something else, something material that you feel like you need in that season.
Right.
So
and
it's
most,
like a problem.
And most banks actually, like my credit union, what they do is they do it's like a holiday or Christmas account where you can basically take X amount of dollars every week out of your paycheck and put it in this account. And then right before Christmas or the month, December, the 1st of December, you can take that money out and use that for your Christmas budget. So that way you're not spending money you don't have. You've saved for it.
Set it aside.
We've done that. And I'm telling you right now, there is no better feeling in the world than going Christmas shopping with money that you have, that you budgeted for, that you don't feel guilty about using. You're not using it out of fear. I mean, it's amazing when you get to that financial place where you're planning and preparing. I mean, you're saving up money for a couch and then you got it. You go buy the couch. There's no greater experience than that, than going and financing the couch.
Yeah.
And then what happens is you finance the couch or whatever it is that you're purchasing. And then it takes you a year to pay it off, or maybe 2 years because you're making a minimum payment of $15 a month. And then the thing that you bought is worn out, and now you need a new one, and the one you bought isn't even paid off yet.
The cycle of financing.
We need some Dave Ramsey up in here.
People don't use those accounts. The bank I used to work at had a Christmas checking account that like it had to disperse at like November 1st, but you could set up automatic transfers every week throughout the year. They were phasing it out. At the time that I left, they were phasing it out because people didn't use it.
Yeah.
Because they're not responsible. Like they don't want to think ahead and plan ahead responsibly.
Listen, what are you buying out there? Go to the app. Go to the Real Talk Radio app. Put in the chat. I know it's a Saturday morning. I know it's early in the morning, but I know you're also up listening. Put in the chat on the app what it is that you're doing for Christmas. Just talk to me a little bit. Or you can text us at 314-924-4215. Again, 314-924-4215. We want to hear from you today. The last thing before we go into our break, we got a couple minutes, is, we celebrated Thanksgiving on Thursday. How many of you ate too much? We talked about this earlier in the week. And I heard some of you saying that you had like 3 or 4 Thanksgivings. So you had to have overeaten.
I'm
not going to tell you what you look like because, they can't see.
There's a reason we're on the radio. There's no visual.
There's no visuals.
For me, anyway.
So did you overeat or not?
I always plan out strategically. Like each Thanksgiving I have, I know my favorites at each place. And so I'm like, green bean casserole here. I'm going to do cranberry there. The turkey
What's your
there's the
favorite
best.
thing at Thanksgiving?
Green bean casserole.
Oh, I don't know.
You're
That's
wrong.
my favorite. I like it, but it's not my
I could eat a whole
favorite.
casserole dish myself.
I mean, mashed potatoes. And
Yeah, but
gravy.
Homemade mashed potatoes.
you have those year round.
Yeah, but you don't have
You don't have-
Thanksgiving mashed potatoes.
Right.
It
And
is
you
the
mean to tell me you
same.
don't have green bean casserole year round?
No,
Why not?
I don't know. It's
You
a shame.
can.
We should. You're right. We should. I stand behind that.
My favorite thing at Thanksgiving is not just the mashed potatoes, because I loved homemade mashed potatoes, but I also like ham. I'm not a big turkey person.
I do enjoy ham.
I like the good old honey baked ham.
Yes.
No.
The mashed potatoes,
Absolutely not.
and I love some stovetop stuffing.
Out of the
Come on,
box,
Jesus.
Yes.
don't
Come
talk
on,
to me.
Jesus.
Yes.
Have you looked at that ingredient
Let's
label?
go.
I don't even care.
It doesn't matter.
I'm pulling it up.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Watch
well,
me.
it doesn't matter.
What was your favorite thing for Thanksgiving? Come on, tell us. Put it in the chat. Text us what your favorite thing was for Thanksgiving. Okay, one more thing. What were you thankful for on Thanksgiving?
Oh, for me,
Yeah.
every year it's just a reminder for me. My husband and I spent 4 years apart. He was in the military and was gone. So every holiday I'm always pumped that he's here because we just had several years apart. And I'm always grateful just to start with spending holidays with him in person. It is the best.
Aww,
I know.
this sounds so special.
He's listening. That's the only reason I said it. I'm just kidding.
She's trying to get brownie points. I think that's a good thing to be thankful for.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I'm thankful that your husband serves in the military to allow us to be able to do what we're doing right now.
Yes.
I just thought I'd throw that in there. Eric, what about you?
For sure, family. I think obviously, you get around these seasons and it's always family, but our family's had a kind of a crazy year. We've had quite a few deaths and different things this year, and so it's good to get everybody together, not on a sour note or something that we have to work through, but we can celebrate and move on and move forward.
Yeah, I think I could agree with that.
What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my family, for sure. I'm thankful for my wife, my marriage. In February, it'll be 27 years I'll be married. I'm thankful that I'm still married.
That's
I mean, in our
That's
culture
amazing.
today, it's just not something you see. I'm thankful that all my kids still want to be around us. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my
Have you
health.
talked to them today?
today.
Yeah,
Have
you're
you talked to
waking
your
up.
kids
It's
today?
like the first holiday.
I don't know
you're
if they
home.
haven't. Not
I
today.
don't know if they want to be around you.
But I mean,
today.
they spent all day with us on Thursday. We did a little breakfast because we're not going to my in-laws until we didn't go to my in-laws until 3:30. So we had our own little deal, and then we went over there. We hung out a little bit, So I mean, I'm just thankful for where I'm at right now.
Yes.
I'm thankful that I get to do what I do. I'm thankful
good.
that I get to be on the radio show and have the freedom to talk. And so anyway, yep. All of us are thankful. We have to take a break, unfortunately, but yet fortunately. So listen, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back right here on Real Talk Radio Network in just a few moments. Break, and we've been talking about Thanksgiving, what we're happy or what we're thankful for. We've been talking about holiday shopping, and usually in this segment, I like to do this day in history. And I looked it up. This day in history, how ironic is it? But it says right here that FDR on November the 26th in 1941, FDR establishes modern Thanksgiving holiday. So that's pretty cool that obviously it's about Thanksgiving. But on this day, November 26th, that Franklin Roosevelt established officially Thanksgiving holiday. So I just wanted to throw that out there in this day in history because really I want to talk about something else right now other than Thanksgiving. That's what we've been talking about. I want to talk about an article that I pulled up. I'm gonna pull it up right now, so just give me 1 minute. But it's an article I came across that just really frustrated me in the aspect of just the mindset of people. So this is going to be a little bit of a rant about the lottery. So, the lottery, you guys, was just, a couple weeks ago, $2 billion. And of course, one person won that. I would love to be the one to have won that, but at the same time, when you look at that kind of money that a person gets immediately that's never had that kind of money, I really do believe it could ruin your life. But anyhow, we always talk about when the lottery gets that big, we talk about what are we going to do with the winnings. I know everybody was doing that a few weeks ago, and then we had one lone ranger somewhere in Southern California that won. And here's the title or the article that came out. It said CNN, the Communist News Network. All right, it reported that on lottery critics, it includes one who calls it a form of systemic racism. So they feel like the lottery is racist following this record high payout. And I'm like, okay, so I thought, again, what way does the doggone media and the government want to continue to divide us and make things more racist? Listen, the article actually reads, let me get to it. Okay, the winner, whose race is currently unknown, had a 1 in 292.2 million chance of matching all 6 numbers. I mean, and it said that person's luck led them to winning an unprecedented $2.04 billion. I guess I was wrong on the total amount. Anyway. But it was basically talking about how they believe that they place lottery machines in poor, impoverished areas more than anywhere else. And that's so basically they prey on poor people. And I'm just like, first of all, I don't know about you, but I've been to Frontenac, I've been to Ladue, I've been to Clayton, I've been to Chesterfield. I've been to some of these areas in St. Louis that have pretty well-off people. And last time I was in one of the gas stations, lo and behold, there's a Powerball machine.
Oh, for sure.
There's a lottery machine. So it's just another way for somebody to go ahead and just begin to say, well, these poor people, they're preying on them because they're looking for a way to pay off their mortgage or pay the next house payment or pay the next electric bill. And yeah, I agree. That's probably what those people are buying lottery tickets for. But people with money don't buy lottery tickets to try to pay their house payment or to try to do mortgage. That's not, they have a job, okay? And I believe that every single American, every single person in the United States has the same opportunity to be successful as the next person. They may not start off like that. Yeah. There are going to be some people that don't have the same opportunity in the very beginning as far as where they come from, their family dynamics, or where they were raised, or maybe it is has to do a little bit with, what color you are, depending on where you're at. But at the end of the day, every single person still has the same opportunity. And it just really does tick me off, because this is exactly what socialism looks like. It's exactly how they begin to start grooming you into thinking that every human being needs to have equal value, and the government is the one that can help them and can protect them. And I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me right now? You think that they play strategically poor lottery in poor areas to less fortunate people? Bull crap, because they don't. Give me a break. This is another way the media is trying to, again, put racism on us. They're trying to divide us. They're trying to make it look like people with money don't care about people without money. And it's just this wrong perspective. It's wrong when people think like this. And hopefully you listeners aren't thinking like this today, because I call that stinking thinking. That's what I call that. So here's the way I look at this. I believe the people that are in low-income areas are absolutely responsible for the way they earn their money, or the way they spend their money, or the way they budget their money. They have a responsibility just like you and I, getting a job. What are they spending their money on? What are they doing in their life? How are they being wise in how they're spending their money? They have the opportunity to make as much money as I do. They just choose not to. A lot of people just choose to live that way because that's what they're used to, but they still have the same opportunity as the rest of us. And the reason why I know that it's not racism, because I'm going to tell you what my thought is. I got a couple minutes left. My mom has 3 or 4 sisters and 1 brother. They all grew up under the same household, but all of those siblings today are in different places. Some of them don't have as much as others. Some of them are divorced. Some of them have been remarried. Some of them are still married, but they are all still grow up with the same family values as the rest of them. And then they all had kids. I'm one of those kids. And I look at my cousins, and all my cousins, okay, they're all different. They grew up under the same family values and guidelines, but at the same time, at the end of the day, everybody has to make choices. And because some of their choices weren't good choices, it put them in a bad situation. So I have family members that grew up under the same family values and the same household, but today are broke. They're poor, they're divorced, they've been into drugs, they've been into jail. Not all of them, but some of them. But yet they still grew up with the same opportunity as the rest of them, where my other cousins, they're very successful. They have their own business. They're married, they have kids, they're all still married. It's not about race. It's not about where you grew up necessarily. Let me tell you what it's about. It's about you actually being responsible for your decisions. That's what this is about. And the problem is America and the government and the media don't want to make people responsible for their choices. They just want to say, let us help you. First of all, control your finances. Let us, tell you what this looks like. Racism or socialism or poor people, whatever it is, they want to be the ones to dictate all that. And it just flat ticks me off that we live in a society where people don't want to take responsibility for the choices. What say you?
Agreed.
You got 40 seconds.
I 100% agree, because I feel like what the government ultimately wants to do is make you so dependent on them by giving you these handouts. That's what's happened with COVID. So many people getting these checks, and now nobody wants to work.
Yeah, they depend on it.
There's jobs available everywhere, and it's like we've just created this problem, and we're reaping the consequences.
It's life choices. It's life choices. You got to choose which way to go. You're either going to choose right or wrong. And it's not even really right or wrong. Let me back up a minute. It's about wise choices. It's not, is it right or is it wrong, but is it wise? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to take a break. We'll pick this back up if we want to here in a minute. All right, well, through that break, we kind of talked a little bit about the lottery. And Becca, you were saying something. If you missed it, we were talking about how people think the lottery is racist because it targets poor people, which is a bunch of crap, because we know that the lottery is not just sold in poor areas or less fortunate areas in America. It's also in gas stations, pretty much a lottery machine is in every single gas station in America, no matter where it is.
Yeah.
So you have the same opportunity to buy a ticket anywhere. It's just rich people don't need it. And it's not, like when I play, it's like, I know the chances are like I said, 1 in 290 million.
Yeah.
But when it gets up to $1 billion, it's like, okay, I'll just go ahead and buy $10 worth, no big deal. But I don't buy the ticket saying I need to win this to pay my payment. I need to win this to pay the mortgage.
You buy it as like an extracurricular, not a lifeline.
It's literally luck anyway.
Yeah.
But what were you saying about?
I was just like thinking about that of this I don't know, claim that it's systemic racism, and I struggle with that because they say like roughly 70% of all lottery winners lose it within like 5 years or less. And that is a problem of of humanity in general, not just poor people. Yeah. It's all of us, because we're all tempted by what money brings and whatever else is associated with that. So it seems like you can make that claim, but like what's there to back it up afterwards?
Yeah.
Where's the follow-up? Because there is no follow-up, or not that's easily found because it doesn't support the initial claim. Also, where's the statistics of where these machines are placed and in low-income areas? To say that, but then to show that doesn't seem like it matches.
Yeah. Well, I know it's a bunch of crap. I know to me it's all about personal responsibility. What you do with your money, how you make it, how you spend it, what you spend it on, how you budget. Everybody in America has the same opportunity. We don't all start off the same way.
Yep.
I didn't start off with a silver spoon in my mouth where I just had all this money or whatever. No, I had to earn what I have. And I don't have a lot of money, but I had to earn what I have. And so everybody else has the same opportunity. Okay, let me switch gears on another hot topic that has just got me all riled up, and that is you guys have heard of Candace Cameron Bure, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you heard of what's been going on with her in the last couple of weeks, where she's left Hallmark and she's joined. I don't remember what is the network. It's the Great American Family Network. And basically she just said Hallmark now has come out with movies that are starting to show gay, lesbian couples. And Hallmark is supposed to be family oriented. And because of our belief, the three of us for sure, those of us that are Christians, we stand against those values as being good family values. Yeah. And Candace Cameron Bure is the same way. Her belief is, I don't agree with it. And what I want to do with my time and what my talent is I want to join a network that actually promotes good family values, which is a traditional marriage. Yep. But yet, all these famous people are coming out and trying to cancel her because of her beliefs. And it ticks me off because, wait a minute. Oh, so you on the left, those liberal mindsets of you're okay with LGBTQ, elemental P families, and we're supposed to be okay with you being okay with that, but when it goes the other direction,
it's not okay.
It's not okay all of a sudden. And it just freaking ticks me off that it's that way. Listen, why can't we just be okay with her wanting to join a network that just stands behind the values that she wants?
Right.
It doesn't affect you as a human being. If you don't like that, don't watch it.
They did the same thing with Gina Carano, I think, right, from Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And they canceled her.
This cancel culture is
She joined
awful.
Daily Wire.
Yeah.
Because they brought her on or whatever, and
she's blowing it up.
And she's blowing it up.
Yep.
Blowing it up.
Because really, honestly, it's the minority.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the LGBT communities, it is a minority of people, but because they have the loudest voice, it seems like it's a much bigger group of people than it is. It's like 2% of the world's population, or the United States. It's something like that, which it's just so frustrating that this thank God she's a strong Christian woman that can actually handle all the criticism. And what really pissed a lot of people off, truthfully, is the fact that she came back with a response that said, for those of you that send me hate, I just want you to know that I love you. For those of you that don't agree with what I stand for, I just want you to know that I love you. For those of you, all the negative people, she just turned around and said, I just want you to know I love you. And it made people more mad because of how she's responding.
Love the hell out of them, right?
That's what it should be anyway. But it's just so frustrating that that's the world we're living in right now. I mean, listen, it kind of goes into the next thing that you're seeing right now with there's a group of senators that have supposedly have reached some type of compromise on the Respect for Marriage Act. Are you guys familiar with the Respect for Marriage Act?
No.
Nope.
So this Respect for Marriage Act is basically a group of Democrats, basically liberals, have gotten together and they've decided that even though the states recognize gay marriage, we all know that that all passed, and now almost every state recognize. Maybe not all, but I would think almost all of them do. I can't say for 100%. But now it's like not good enough. Now what they want to do is they want to amend the Constitution for the federal government now to recognize gay marriages. They want to put it in the Constitution that gay marriages is recognized. They should have the same, tax benefits, the same whatever that looks like. They should have the same. Even though it is already a law, they want to now put it in the Constitution.
I think that sets a dangerous precedent.
It does.
Like if you have states with the majority leaning whatever direction on a topic, we're just going to run to the Constitution and mark out what's been there for 200 something years, and we're going to put something else now.
But what they've done is, it says right here, the amendment recognizes the importance of marriage, acknowledges that the diverse beliefs and the people who hold them are due respect, and affirms that couples, including same-sex and interracial couples, deserve the dignity, stability, and ongoing protection of marriage. And the bipartisan group of the senators that are behind this, they're basically saying that no American should ever be discriminated against because of who they love, and passing this bill would secure much-needed safeguards into federal law. That's what Schumer said. And what's happened is now a group of people has come together and said, wait a minute, we are totally against this unless you protect the church and pastors, that they are now not forced to do weddings that is against their religious beliefs. And so now they've come up with this new proposal. That's what this new Respect for Marriage Act is all about now, is now these 12 Republicans and these 5 Democrats have come up with a proposal that says, okay, we're okay with the federal government amending the Constitution to put this Marriage Act into place to recognize same-sex couples and also interracial. However, there needs to be a clause in there that basically states that it cannot affect the religious organizations. They can't lose their 501 3C. They can't lose that, and you can't make them do it, and they can't be arrested or anything like that. So that's kind of now what they're wanting to do. The question is, when you hear me talk about this and you didn't know a lot about it, how does that make you feel? Does that make you feel safe that they're doing that, or do you still feel like this can be an issue? Because for me, I'll just put it out there before you comment, I think it's still an issue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're going to go here, then that gives them an opportunity to even take it further there.
I'm just worried about the precedents it sets. I mean, it's just, we do this now. That's all we do all the time, right? You take a rubber band, you stretch it a little bit. Okay, it's cool. All right, we're going to stretch it a little bit more. And then it's like, where does the line get drawn?
Yeah. I think we're in a day and age where we just have to realize that you can't legislate morality. I think
right.
You
can't legislate morality. And so it's a heart issue beyond all else. And so we're always going to be in this fight. We do need to protect our churches, and we need to protect our religious freedoms for sure. But I don't know if we're ever going to be, if we fight this and we win this, it's going to be another thing.
Sure.
Right. That's the biggest issue is Ted Cruz. He said that they can't support the bill out of concern that would create more chaos for federal courts and likely interfere with the First Amendment religious freedoms of churches and other institutions. As such, Cruz said that many Republicans were pushing for a provision in the bill that would specifically protect from litigation, which is what they're trying to do. But I still disagree with that happening because, again, it just, like you said, Becca, it takes that rubber band and stretches it. And Eric, we can't legislate morality.
Yeah.
We shouldn't legislate morality. I mean, the government is there to protect or to, try to keep us safe with laws.
But it should be a framework.
But to me, listen, okay, I'm totally against same-sex couples. I think it's dead wrong. I don't think it's good for the family. I think it's a terrible idea. But if that is what you believe and that's the kind of lifestyle you want to live, to me, you live in America, that's your choice.
Yep.
I don't force my religious beliefs on you, but you also shouldn't force your moral beliefs on me when I disagree with it.
Right.
And the problem is the left doesn't want to allow anyone else who is a conservative. I've really been thinking about this, by the way, when it comes to a Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, conservative. They are very different, by the way. And I have really started looking into that because, the only two tickets when you vote is Democrat, Republican.
Yep.
That's what they ask when you walk in. You want a Democratic ticket or you want the Republican ticket? It's like, wait a minute, I'm not really either.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a conservative, which is very different.
Right.
Because conservatives don't want big government. Conservatives say, listen, we want to make sure that we're not giving the government a lot of money. Let's keep the money in our own pockets.
Yeah.
Let us do what we want with money.
Yep.
Give you a little bit of money and be wise with the little bit of money you got instead of giving you a bunch of money that you get to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the Democrats, they want big government. They want total control. They want socialism. And that's what the two parties are all about. And I don't want to be about either one of those. I want to be more conservative in the aspect that, listen, you want to ride a motorcycle without your helmet?
Yeah.
That's your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who am I to sit there and say, well, I want to protect you from dying?
Well, now I'm going to fine you if you don't do it. Then
You
it's
want to
like
eat a
even
Tide
worse.
Pod and die? That's your stupid choice. We're going to put a law in effect. We can't sell Tide Pods now because kids are out there eating them. No, let them eat them.
Yeah,
if they're
they're, like,
stupid enough
locked
to
up.
eat them, that's their problem. But no, let's put a law into effect.
agree.
Let's protect everybody, and that's what this thing is driving me nuts.
Yeah.
When here we are trying to protect what traditional marriage is supposed to be about, family. But more importantly, not just protecting it, but then why can't we allow somebody just to have an opinion?
Yeah.
Well, and be persecuted. Like, if I'm not going to judge you for your homosexuality, then don't persecute me for my heterosexuality. Because now what it is it feels to me a lot of times like the traditional marriage between a man and a woman is under attack like never before. And like that standard like lifestyle is like, you're a terrible person. You're automatically judged because I don't support XYZ based on my religious beliefs. So
When is the Gay Pride Month? Isn't that October?
June.
June is Gay Pride Month?
Yeah.
We're doing a heterosexual month.
Yeah.
You guys going to help me start it?
Yeah.
We're going to celebrate the whole month, all heterosexual mindsets, and that's going to be in February, the love month.
Okay.
All right.
February.
Because
I'm down.
we got to do
let's
something.
do it.
Yeah.
We have to take a stand, because all that's happening is like this persecution is
Yeah,
piling
yeah, yeah.
up.
You guys saw me probably post about the USA soccer team
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
the
changed the
emblem
flag
change? Yeah.
to the rainbow.
Is that a permanent change?
Which is another bunch of bullcrap. Let me tell you people something right now. That rainbow doesn't mean what you think it means. It means that God will never flood the earth again.
It
It,
is
does not
promised.
mean
Yeah,
what you
we
think.
can't just be changing definitions.
You can change what you think, but it is what it is, and God's in complete control
Well,
of it.
I have problems with the word solidarity. Like
yeah.
like I'm in solidarity with that group of people. So I'm
Becca's
like,
not paying attention.
All
I'm
right.
just showing you how much time we
I
have
thought you
left.
were waiting.
it's like they're so oppressed that we have to change. It's like actually,
Yeah.
I think if you would just rise above it
Mm-hmm.
and change your mindset, I don't think you would actually think that you're oppressed because I don't think you really are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
your
It
mindset.
is.
It starts with your mindset for sure.
Well, we are living in some crazy times, no doubt. We want to obviously be the hands and feet of Jesus. We want to, love people where they are. I say that all the time, but it doesn't mean we have to accept their behaviors. That's the difference. And I don't think we need to be making a bunch of laws and especially putting them in the Constitution
Agreed.
to protect people. So, hey, we got one more segment left. We got to take a break. We'll see you back here in just a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the last segment of this holiday weekend. And we're just going to have I don't know what we're going to call this. We're just going to have just fun, really. We're just going to talk about whatever we want. Becca's like, can we talk about your video that you posted that gets all these views? And listen,
I'm mad.
what was
I'm mad about it.
What happened? Talk
because
to me.
it doesn't deserve it. He posted a reel from his vacation a couple weeks ago of like a Japanese steakhouse and the guy's doing the cool stuff with
Yeah.
like the spatula things.
Yeah.
That video has 29,000 views and 6,500 likes. It's 45 seconds of a guy clinging spatulas together.
We call that those bathroom videos.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, so when you sit down to go to the bathroom, those are the videos that you're. That's why it's getting all the views.
Yeah, they're just sitting on the pot watching it.
Just sitting
All
on
I'm
the pot
saying
watching
is it doesn't deserve
They
it.
probably think I got fire coming out my butt.
After eating in Mexico or wherever that was, maybe.
Hey, don't tell everybody where I was. I wasn't there.
I don't know where
I
you
was in
were.
a whole
It was
nother.
in Japan.
I was
At the
yeah,
Japanese
exactly.
steakhouse. Learning
Oh, that was
how to-
authentic.
It was
Yeah.
authentic. That's why it got so many views.
It wasn't like down in Westport.
It's funny. It's funny. I post that, and I get what'd you say, 29,000 views,
29,000 this morning.
60 or 6,000 likes, and I post that I won a red wave, and I had 2 likes and about 10 views.
Yeah. I mean,
And I don't think it's because people disagreed. I think it's because they're scared to actually say what they believe.
Yeah. I mean,
Don't even get me started.
I'll admit, I'm kind of like that.
I am so on that subject right now. It is ridiculous. So let's talk about something else.
okay.
The rant's coming back. This
No,
is not
we're
the
not.
rant
I'm going to
segment.
save it for another day. I'm so sick and tired of people. And I'm
people.
a pastor,
Yeah,
right?
like,
I tell
okay.
people all the time, church would be awesome without people.
Right.
And it's also at the same time awesome because of people. So it just
It
depends.
is.
Depends on the person, I guess.
I would
Ask
agree.
yourself which one you are.
So it's officially Christmas season. We can listen to
It
music.
was already Christmas season. Wrong.
No,
We
I
talked
don't.
about this.
You should never put a Christmas tree up until December 1st or after.
The
and
amount,
then,
no.
and then it should
That's not
come
true.
down on January 1.
Okay, no, because your return on investment for how much work it takes. Okay, listen.
What return on your investment? What
The
are you getting
return
paid
on
back?
investment of my time
I
that
heard
it
you
takes.
last week.
The time it takes to decorate your house is not a good return if it's only up for 25 days.
First
That's
of
why I
all,
put up for 60
it
days.
takes me 3 hours to decorate my
It
house
does not.
for
It
Christmas.
takes your wife probably 10. You're not decorating.
well,
your
10
wife
hours is nothing.
Yeah.
What?
I mean,
That's a lot
if
of
it
time.
took you like 2 weeks to decorate your house, I can understand it. You'd want to see it up longer. But
Wrong.
Oh,
My
whatever.
Christmas tree's been in my office since what? October? No,
Too long.
November 1st.
Yeah.
And it's
Too
cozy.
long.
Every person walks through there
Hey,
and they
I know
feel good.
somebody that puts up a Christmas tree. They leave it up all year round, and they decorate the tree according to the holiday.
I did that once. I
So,
only
like,
lasted till May.
During July, the month of July, it's all patriotic.
Okay, that's
And then
too much.
October, it's all Halloween stuff.
Okay, it's easy, but like the months of like April and May are super difficult, and so I
dumb.
stopped. Yeah, but I did it the
How do
year
you
the
do
Blues
like
went
a
to.
Mother's Day tree?
I didn't do a Mother's. It was like a sun.
Yeah, how
it
do
was
you hang a
sun tree.
microwave on there?
Kitchen tools. I can laugh at that. That's pretty funny.
I remember one time, oh man. So, okay, you guys are younger than I am. But I remember
little.
one year we got my mom a microwave for Mother's Day, and she cried and was mad because that was something for everybody to use and not just her.
That is sad.
It is sad.
That's a
So
terrible
the
gift.
next year I got her a blender.
Eric, what do you get Chelsea for Mother's Day?
For Mother's Day?
Why are we
Yeah.
on Mother's Day? I
don't know.
I just brought up the microwave because we were talking about
I know.
it.
I'm curious now. What's a good gift?
I don't know. I get her a lot of Dr. Pepper. A lot of Dr. Pepper.
Oh
I love
my
to see
God.
like people's gift giving because my husband and I don't really do gifts for holiday things. We just try to do trips and stuff like experiences. So I'm always like, what do you do? Like there's so many holidays. You just keep buying jewelry.
Okay, so we talked about this earlier in the week, and I had asked, like, I know we already talked about Thanksgiving. That's over. So now Christmas
That's
is
over.
ahead. Do you have any like Christmas traditions that you do now, and will you continue those traditions on with your kids, or are you going to change that tradition? Talk to me a little bit about it. We got 5 minutes. Let's talk about it. Christmas traditions.
I think I'm going to bring back some traditions.
Okay.
I think there was traditions when I was a kid. Like, I always used to go to my aunt's house, spend the night. We'd unwrap like our new set of pajamas, and we'd wake up the next morning and go to a big breakfast and go out to the mall and go watch a movie and do this whole thing. Obviously, that stopped after a while.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I became a teenager, that
You stopped wearing onesies at a teenager.
yeah. Well, no, I didn't, but that's for a different discussion. But I think I want to bring back some of those traditions for my kids, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and they're at the age now too where like they start remembering and they'll know lyrics too.
Yeah.
You have to
two.
think about it. I'm like,
did have to
your
think
kids are
about it.
2 and like 3 and 4. I
Hey,
think.
it's a little busy in our house. Hey.
Yeah, right.
I don't have
yeah.
kids, so I just keep track of my.
So
friends'
what's your tradition? Do you have something that you, whenever you have kids, are you planning on having kids? How soon are you going to have kids? Let's talk about that.
Well, I don't plan on having kids until I don't really know when, but not right now, I guess. I've been on a 3-year plan for a while and it's doing me really well. So I'm just keeping up with it. My friends all have kids, so it's fun. But when I do have kids, I've seen people do like the
She's probably pregnant right now.
Yeah.
She's saying that.
You guys, I'm
Just
not.
kidding.
You guys are jackwagons.
I noticed that she likes hot dogs and pickles. And usually when you're pregnant, those are weird items that you eat.
I like hot dogs year round.
Okay.
We're not talking about hot dogs again. I'm not actually my friend's kid made me a Christmas hot dog necklace because he knows I love
course.
Christmas and hot dogs. So he glued little ornaments to this hot dog for
All
me.
right, so we can officially say you're not pregnant.
No, I'm not. I promise. I'm not crossing
the rumor
my fingers.
The rumor is dead.
It's dead.
It started here and ended here. But when I have kids one day, I think I'd like to do like the 3 present rule, where it's like something you wear, something you want, something you read, or whatever you decide it to be. I really like that. I think that's cool. My parents like never had a rhyme or reason. It was just like gifts, and I'd like to put more value on just like the family aspect and not the gift aspect.
So I would agree. We actually changed kind of our family tradition when our kids were, I don't know, I think Austin was probably 8, 9, maybe a little older. But I just got sick and tired of traveling around to everybody's house. I got tired of it all being about presents. And so my wife had the idea that we were just going to do 3 presents for each child. We were going to set a budget amount for each child, a dollar amount. And out of that dollar amount, so let's just say maybe one child got 200, one got 300, because, you know, the older they are,
More expensive.
more expensive. So we take, let's just say $200, we go buy 3 gifts out of the $200, and then whatever's left, we would give them in cash. And then that would happen on Christmas Day. And then the next day, we'd go to the mall shopping, and they would take the cash that they had left over by us or whoever they got from Christmas, and they would go shopping on their own to buy the things they want. There's nothing worse
Yeah.
than somebody asking you for a Christmas list. What do you want for Christmas? Give me a list. As a kid, you give the list and you get nothing on the list.
Okay, yes.
I
That's so
totally
true.
agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, why am I making the list if
Why
you're
did I
not
do
going to get?
this?
Well, we didn't want you to know that you were getting it.
my-
Really?
My mom, like, if I send her an Amazon list, it'll be I know what she's getting me because I'm like, where did all my stuff on my list go? Like, it's gone. but the other side of the family is not like that at all.
My
which-
parents still ask me what I want. I'm like, money. I just
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
money.
So we do 3 gifts for the kids. We've been doing this a long time. Then we give them the money. Now, Aaron and I just talked about it, and we're like, we're at that place now where we're just like probably going to give them the money. They know what they're getting. It's no big deal. We still want to bless them. That way they can go get what they want.
Yeah.
And they get it after Christmas, which a lot better deals are happening. A lot of sales, a lot of Clarence. You know, Clarence is in town after Christmas. You know who Clarence is, right? He's the guy on the back rack, Clarence.
Yeah, Clarence.
I call
was
him
like,
Clarence.
Are you trying to say clearance? I'm so confused.
But so our family tradition is that giving, when they're kids, 3 gifts, and then the money left over. Now it's just going to be money. But the other thing we like to do on Christmas Day is just the 5 of us. Well, now it'd be their plus ones or their spouse. And then we have a late breakfast. We just hang out. And then at 2, 3 o'clock, we leave. We go do a movie on Christmas. And then after, we go to dinner. And usually dinner is at a TGI Fridays because it's like the only place open.
That's open.
You know, but we find a place, and more places are beginning to be open at a
Right.
certain time on Christmas Day just
Really?
because of that. Yeah. And so that's what we do every year. That's our kind of tradition.
What are you going to do if the malls close eventually because everything's going online?
Then we'll just do virtual, metaverse.
Metaverse.
Oh,
Metamall. The Metamall.
You like
Slot
how I
that for
pulled that
next week.
You like how
That's a whole thing.
I hate metaverse, by the way. If anybody
The
wants,
Metamall.
that's why I said it.
And we love it.
Well, I do know that we are about done, and I do know that Thanksgiving is over, and I also know that Christmas is right around the corner. It's going to be here before you know it. So don't wait to go do your Christmas shopping, and don't go out and spend everything you have on things you don't need with money you don't have, all right? Listen, happy past Thanksgiving. We love you guys. We'll be back next week. Have a great week.